Do you even have any idea about how important you are for the evolution of this entire planet, humanity, the planet, all of the life forms? You are key. Me and you and many others like us, whether you want to call us an Indigo, a Starseed, a Lightworker, it doesn't matter the name. But we chose to come in to a system that had many different issues, right? The problems of grid damage. This is the Christos realignment mission. We came in from higher states of evolution where really your soul has already gone through many different cycles of evolution. You have probably, if you're watching my videos, if you're at all attracted to this type of information, if your DNA pulled you to connect with me, then you have probably already been through an entire ascension cycle already. And what that means is that you came in and agreed to take on a lot of the distortions, the twists, the grid damage, the DNA damage of this entire system, of humanity, of the many layers, not just on Earth, but the distortions many levels up through our solar system, our Milky Way galaxy and beyond. Not to mention your own ancestry lineages. But the layers go on and on and on of what we agree to take on. Now you might have some of your own soul karma as well to deal with. But we agree to take on a lot of this karmic baggage, these literal blockages or twists in our DNA, in the DNA of this planet, because really it mirrors whatever happens through the grids of the planet. We will take on those same distortions, all the different layers of the plasmas. The fact that you came in with the codes, with some activation up to higher levels already, means that you can bridge or be a pathway, allowing a lot of people that have been caught in this reincarnation cycle for eons. Because what happens is there was so much damage over many different cycles, different ascension cycles. This goes beyond even tens of thousands of years. We lost the ability for humanity to be an eternal being, right? The 3D human should have been connected to all its many layers beyond. And about 200,000 years ago, we lost the ability to even have that 12th strand DNA activated on the planet because of so much grid damage. I've done many different classes and courses all about these types of topics, so check them out if this is all new to you. 44% off all of my master classes, all of my courses, even my master bundle that gives you 12 master classes for only 44 hours. So use the coupon code BIRTHDAY44 to get that discount on everything. I'll put that link below in the description. So how are you doing out there? Let me know. I'm Roxane, by the way. This is Earth 1111. If you are on the spiritual path, if you are awake and ascending, I have so much to talk about in this video. Let's get right into it. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit the bell for more. But because we lost the ability for this connection to eternal source, humanity over many different years, over many different cycles, started to devolve, right? And a lot of times people will talk about, oh, well, there is the Kali Yuga cycle where we get, right, where we go into the dark ages, then we come up into the golden ages and we just loop. Well, that's the problem. We were never meant to just loop constantly, right? Get smarter for a couple thousand years and then go back and lose our consciousness, right? Move out of the alignment. Stargates closing, less literal energy moving through. Energy is information. It's activations for your own DNA. When you block all of that, then you have less consciousness. Beings degrade. And that's what's been happening, right? Earth was caught up in this cycle of looping. So the fact that you were one of the beings chosen, right? I don't like that word because a lot of people go around, I'm the chosen one. I really hate that. You chose, okay? It's different than being the chosen one, like you're some special on the hierarchy. That's fake. That's false light. But you chose to take on the distortions, to come through the cycle again, because you hold the pathways. Because what was happening is Earth was caught up in only finite frequency layers because of frequency nets, because of, again, distortions, grid damage. So in the past time cycles of Earth, past ancient civilizations, many chose to not evolve with the cosmos, with the Earth at that time. And so it became kind of like what we see right now, using a lot of technology, splicing and dicing DNA to try to go beyond having to evolve with the state of evolution at that time. When you choose not to go through the initiation of that specific time, you fall. And what happens is we have beings that chose that, right? They kind of wanted to experience the opposite expression of God's source. They wanted to turn them back on their own higher dimensional layers, because again, this is not just some mathematical quantum field. Yeah, God does move in perfection with that mathematical calculations, right? You can say that our hologram made of scalar waves. Again, I had a whole masterclass on the hologram. But it's not just this unconscious quantum field, right? It is fully conscious on all layers. So when I talk about you embodying higher aspects of yourself, this is your own multidimensional anatomy that goes way beyond just our 3D body, that you are directly connected in. And because you're attracted to my type of information, that it called out for you, then you have got to realize how important you are for the entire evolution of everyone on the planet, because you hold the key codes that many other beings on this planet don't. And when you activate yourself, not just with Ascension, but finding that inner guidance and following it all along, step by step, moving through your life where you uninstall the false programs of what you're not and move towards more of your core, of your authentic self. And with that, moving into your highest purpose, your hero's journey, right? Your life mission. Because what happens is when you are flowing with your mission, then you activate more of yourself, because you become a greater being than you were before. You're no longer moving from your ego, your limited false ego. You're being guided by your soul and your many layers even beyond your individual soul, right? All the way through your spirit body, through all of your monad, your oversoul layers, all of your solar rishi layers, right? It goes on and on and on. And so what happens is you bring in more of your higher dimensional aspects that exist right now, because everything's simultaneous. So it's like they are existing in a future timeline that you can embody by opening up yourself, by healing distortions, literally removing things that are not you, removing old stories, old programs, removing any type of thing that you have thought was you, that you had to move through your life because of some external perception of what was success. Whether it was, right, whether you were ingrained with these ideas from parents, from society, from the media, from friends, whatever it is. When you realize that you came here to step into your mission, and it can be weird and unique and nothing like what you necessarily thought it would be. And that is where you're then going to activate more and more and more of your higher dimensional aspects. Allow them to come into this planet, because this planet was not able to bring in higher frequencies. We had to be on the surface. We had to bridge and anchor those higher frequencies, whether you think of yourself as someone who is a light worker or a grid worker or someone who is ascending. It doesn't matter, because the fact that you're in this, watching this video right now, you in your own unique way are anchoring higher dimensional aspects of yourself. So this is the ultimate lifetime, and you're here for it, right? A lot of people, a lot of souls wanted to be here for this, but you hold the key codes. You were trusted by God to be here. And this is the moment where we need to culminate the healing of every single layer distortion, every single passivization, every trauma of every single dimensional layer that goes even beyond humanity, the earth, our solar system, and beyond. And you're here for it. So know how exciting it is. Yes, it's hard work. But when you find your ultimate soul mission and you start moving into that and you get to your highest possible hero's journey, which is your ultimate purpose for being here on the planet, then you are going to start feeling the power of the universe inside yourself. You are going to feel the spark of God's source running through your veins. And it's not going to feel like work. It's going to feel like a determination to express yourself to the highest possible level, as well as a determination to help others, right? Because when we align with service to the one, now the one is not the one out here and everybody else, and you forget about yourself. The one is you and others, right? The entire one source. And so when you step into your highest possible soul mission, life gets fun, right? Those challenges that we go through, we can start to get over them a lot easier. And life and opportunities, doors start to open up that we never even knew were possible, right? Because when we're kind of sitting there in the old paradigm of limitations, then we don't even know the possible highest outcome. And if we did know, we'd kind of be scared to even start going, right? And so a lot of the path is deprogramming yourself from falsehoods, cutting old karmic patterns that you no longer need, old contracts that are no longer in alignment. So it's going to be a lot of healing, a lot of going through the process of just getting to your authentic core. And then you start opening yourself up to your higher levels, embody them, so you can move through your life on mission. So I hope you're excited to start to uncover what it is. Why are you here during the biggest evolutionary time in the history of this planet? And this is the ultimate lifetime. There will not be an opportunity in the future. This is why everything is opening up to the highest possible ascension and evolution, way beyond the fifth dimension, way beyond 5D and all the other things we hear about. And that's because every 26,000 years, we cycle into the stellar activation cycle, where stargates can open up, where we have the opportunity in that moment to be able to ascend to the next higher harmonic universe, a higher reality bubble, where we're not playing in these extreme distortions of good versus evil, right? This extreme polarity of what we see everywhere. People that are completely disconnected from source. When you move up, which is moving in, then you don't get these extremes. right? We still have that polarity because that's how we move through, that's how we have this dynamic quantum field that we can move through time space. But it's not such extreme layers of trauma and problems like we see on the planet. People that are completely disconnected. So Earth was not going to get to the next stellar activation cycle 26,000 years from now. It was not going to make it. As we can see what's happening right now, it's like maximum climax of every single possible outcome of problems, right, being amplified. People disconnected that are making decisions that are destroying our planet, whether it's with technology, whether it's with just, right, we can see the many different layers. Earth is at that tipping point. So this is why we needed like all hands on deck. Whether you think of yourself as someone that's ascending or not, the fact that you're here means that you are moving up the state of evolution, up the cycle, which is ascension. So your mission doesn't have to be anything to do with quote unquote ascension, right? Or being a light worker, all this spiritual stuff. Your purpose is going to be unique to you. And it could be as weird and out there, things that you never even thought were possible will start coming into your awareness. When you get out of your own way and move beyond the small self that's so scared, by healing a lot of these old patterns and coming into your true, authentic self that has that confidence back, that's in alignment with your many layers beyond this planet. And that is how the world is going to change. Earth has infinite versions. What version are you existing in? Because we need to know that we're not chosen. We choose to ascend and most of all embody our God self. Is that you? Do something today to commit to aligning with your soul. You need to align to ascension timelines. And then you'll start seeing new Earth popping up everywhere in your reality. My master classes and courses can really help you up level, activate your DNA, and completely shift wherever you are. There's a reason why 65% of my students or more keep buying more classes. So they see the value, they feel the transformation happening within them, they are getting the activations, and things are happening in their lives. So don't wait 44% for my 44th birthday. Use birthday 44. So check out my description box below because I'll put that coupon code there and the link to check out all my offerings. And don't forget my master bundle if you want to really go deep onto 12 different master classes. Lots of love. I'm Roxane. This has been Earth 1111 and we'll see you in the next video. Lots of love. Bye.